Good morning, everyone. It's December 29th, 2018. I'm Eric. How's everyone doing this morning? I hope you're well. So, many people for the last 7, maybe 10 years have been talking about a possible civil war in the United States. Well, over here at DC Clothesline, Civil War Alert, leftists openly plot mass executions of conservatives as Democrats release home addresses of Republican senators. I'm not doing this video because I feel sorry for Republican senators particularly. It is because I warned numerous times that the leftists would be the ones who initiated the violence. And this is written by Mike Adams, who I completely disagree with regarding many things, including Donald Trump. However, I think he and I can agree that the leftists are the ones who will fire the first shots, simply because they feel like they've exhausted all other options. So, leftists continue to lose political power in America, and their activities are becoming more militant and extremist. Now, we've learned that left-wing groups are openly discussing mass executions and planned murders of prominent conservatives, and they're using Twitter to carry out the attacks. Now, not supposedly, the person who said this is a credible individual. Over there at Blackstone Intelligence Network, the YouTube channel, I believe his name is Jake. He likes to expose Zionists and point out all the different things they're doing. Well, he says that that people on the right are getting in his comment section and making shitty, nasty comments because he exposes all the dirty shit Trump is up to. So, it's not just leftists that are guilty of using intimidation and ramping up threats of violence. It's also leftists or alt-right people who blindly worship Donald Trump and will attack you if you criticize him. Twitter is just one of many tech giants that secretly ban conservative speech, but refuses to remove radical left-winger use and who openly call for violence and murder. For political reasons, tech giants have decided to protect left-wing terrorist groups in America, becoming complicit in the escalation of the coming civil war. As one example among hundreds, see this article from InfoWars: Kill Trump, hang him, hunt him, Facebook page doesn't violate Facebook community standards. Now, many of you understand, I hope, that I do not support Trump, but on the other hand, I am not calling for Donald Trump's murder, like these individuals. I simply don't like the idea of having a master, regardless of who it is. I don't want one. We don't need one, and history shows that people in leadership positions almost always abuse these positions and almost always cause way more harm than doing any good. So that's why I don't like leadership. That's why I don't like government, because they are the most destructive force on this planet. The Daily Caller reports that someone in the House of Representatives has doxed conservative U.S. senators by using a congressional computer to publish their home addresses and phone numbers to Wikipedia. And doxing is publishing an individual's whole life, pretty much. Okay? So the left is escalating a push to civil war. Now, if Donald Trump does indeed intend to prosecute some of these people, and if they're the real wealthy people, then they have the means to carry out any number of attacks and any different types of attacks. I discussed in previous videos, it's been a while, but the idea that if they really wanted to prosecute Hillary Clinton and the rest of them, they already have the information on NSA computers or servers, and it would easily be done. It could easily be done, right? And I also mentioned that if those individuals took the threat of being exposed or facing prosecution for their past bad deeds, then they would have motivation to use an EMP to get rid of all that information. Now we have, and that's not too far out of the realm of possibilities. You might recall that the section of the Pentagon hit on 9/11 was housing the information that could lead to the answers of many questions concerning trillions of dollars. Donald Rumsfeld got on TV and talked about the night before on September 10th. So there's no reason to think that these people using an EMP on us is out of the. There's no reason to think that these people using an EMP on us is out of the realm of possibilities. There we go. So, and 9/11 is that reason. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. You might recall that Building 7 was also destroyed and not touched by a plane, and that building too housed that information where, you know, what they're doing with these trillions of dollars could be exposed. So now, so it's not, don't think for a minute that it's not a good possibility that these people would do such a thing. In quotes, they appear to be targeting Republican members of the committee after they questioned Judge Kavanaugh, a Hatch spokesman told the Daily Caller News Foundation. A Lee staffer confirmed the senator's home address in Utah and personal cell phone number were posted to the public page. This doxing took place immediately after Senator Graham ripped into the Democrats at the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing yesterday. It was timed, in other words, to target those who are arguing for the defense of Judge Kavanaugh. While doxing by itself is not a call for mass executions, there's more to the story. Left-wing thought leaders plot executions and murder strategies on Twitter, and Twitter won't ban them. The full extent of the planned violence and mass executions become apparent when you see what's being openly discussed on Twitter. Writer Deborah Hain has uncovered truly shocking details that she describes in a September 27th article on PJ Media. It begins, communist agitators took to Twitter this week to brainstorm strategies for a violent armed insurrection against their perceived enemies. Dr. Bones, the co-host of the far-left podcast The Guillotine, started the conversation, going with his 5,000 plus Twitter followers. Bones asked, "Hey, quick little question for military-minded lefties. Should leftists train, organize in a insurgent focus where they blend into a civilian population for potential attacks, or a more militia structure focused on maintaining turf?" As PJ Media reported, this left-wing group with over 15,000 Facebook followers calls for ambushes and assassinations against conservatives. The two hosts go by the handles at Old Bonzi and at Dead Irish Reeb. As PJ Media explains, the pair seem to be huge fans of mass-murdering communist dictator and revolutionaries like Mao Zedong and so on. So there's the tweet right there. I would expect more violence to occur, and I would expect that it's going to take place in warmer climates, and probably sometime in the very near future. Now, let's see. There is a kind of a complimentary article here on the same website, DC Clothesline. Democrats and their ties to communists and socialists in America. Now, I'm only going to hit the first couple paragraphs and then discuss what it says. I have written a number of articles about the Democrats and just touched the surface of what the Democrats have become over the decades of time. Today, the Democrats are aligned with the socialists and communists in our nation that wish to get rid of our Constitution and replace it with something more aligned to a communist ideology. We can clearly make this statement based upon facts few will ever see or even recognize. Now, many people think that we still live under the Constitution, which we haven't since Abraham Lincoln. And when the Federal Reserve Act was voted in, we, at the same time, our nation, our federal government, became a corporation. And the corporate Constitution is much different than the Founders' Constitution. So these people are aligned with those with radical ideology. But here's the thing. These people would not have been allowed to turn into a communist party or socialist party if the right had not allowed it. I mean, a lot of these bills that get passed that are, totally against the Constitution and the American people, they are voted on by Republicans too. So it's not just these far leftists that are guilty of this stuff. It's the Republicans as well. And some of these Republicans probably will help a civil war get started. So I just want to share this with you because we're getting to that time where extreme violence is going to get used, and lots of people are going to end up dying, and a lot of these people are people that are not even political minded. They just simply want to go to work, come home, and live their lives. And those lives are going to be snuffed out by a war here stateside. And a lot of people like to believe that our military will get involved with this. I don't think they will. I don't think the military will use tanks and blow buildings up here in the United States. I could be wrong, but I think that this is going to be more of a shooting and maybe an explosive war. Anyway, thought I'd share this with you. Again, these articles are on DC Clothesline if you wish to get all the details. And I hope you all have a good day. Remember, kill the state, live free.